Well, I don't think we'll be back to this.
No. Seems like Boris is wanting us to sort of stay home more. And we thought with the sort of doing more match breakdowns and running out of the archived techniques, it makes sense going back over Zoom, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, we can still get this done over Zoom and talk about all the exciting ins and outs that are going on in the jiu-jitsu world, which are always plentiful, especially in the UK. They're going to be even more so plentiful now that there's absolutely jack all going on.
Yeah.
But it gives us a good opportunity to do some of the stuff that it's still popular, actually. I know a lot of people are still saying that we should go back and do some match breakdowns. Those were quite popular, I think, for people who were less clued up on jiu-jitsu, seeing like the intricacies of what's going on, because it's the biggest complaint, isn't it, for people who are just like casual fans of the UFC or whatever. When it goes to the ground, they're like, I don't know what's going on here. It's a bit boring. And I think that was opening the door for a lot of people to get into grappling and appreciate like the grappling in the UFC, and then start appreciating jiu-jitsu and wrestling.
No, definitely. And like you said, there's plenty of footage that we can get into. And even like some MMA fights, like obviously it'll be difficult to get the sort of UFC footage in there because copyrighted right up to their eyeballs. But there's plenty of great UK talent and great UK shows that I'm sure we could just drop a message saying we want to do a breakdown of this fight. Can we use the footage? And I say we'll just guess we'll have to start getting into doing a bit more of that, and hopefully we'll shed some light onto some of the UK talent we've got as well.
Yeah,
I say we've got a sorry, go on.
No, speaking of which, there was a nice little thing that got posted up the other day on Instagram of Tyrese hitting a flying triangle on Shane.
Like he's scary how good he is, and how good he's going to be.
I can't remember how old that match was, but it was an old match. It was the one before they ended up competing again against each other on Empire Grappling, wasn't it? That was the rematch. But the thing that I thought was funny about that, obviously, like, sick submission, he got it nice and quick, but Shane's reaction afterwards, he was just like, "You fucking kidding me?" And that's the great thing about it. Like, he knew he got, and it was nice, and he thought it was funny. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, there's been some pretty good UK shows, haven't there, where we could get the footage, like The Last Empire, and like we've got the pick of the matches on there. Some great matches on that. Even like UK fighting championships, because they've had some great grappling talent come through there, like Mokayev, who's recently signed to Brave. He's only like my brain's gone blank now when it comes to the name of fighters. But
no, there's loads of great stuff, and there's loads of great UK shows. Obviously, like there is a bit of an issue with some of the stuff that we can put up in terms of the way that YouTube does the copywriting of stuff. So like if you are requesting matches and we're saying we can't do them, that's probably most likely the reason.
Yeah.
It's difficult. We've had videos up and then ripped down before. And a lot of hours work goes into putting up videos and getting them edited, and then when you finally get it up and then YouTube says no, it's more than frustrating.
It's heartbreaking.
But there's plenty of stuff in the UK that's good, and there's plenty of other stuff. I'd like to do a lot of the Submission Underground matches because they're interesting. I don't know if you watched any of the recent ones, but I enjoyed watching RDA versus Cerrone.
I've not yet, but it's on the list for things to get watched, to be fair.
It was one of those weird Submission Underground finishes again where it wasn't at a tap. There seems to be a bit much of that going on. He had him in a weird armbar position, kind of like the belly down one that he had on Mike Perry.
Ooh.
But it wasn't quite in a similar position to that. And RDA kind of pushed on the knee. But it also kind of looked like he tapped a bit, but it looked like he was trying to free some space. And then
was it the infamous sort of like double? If they let go, I'll go, and if they don't let go, I'll tap again. Is it one of them ones?
I don't know. It's hard to say on that one.
The infamous World Championship finals.
It did look more like a push.
Yeah.
Rather than like a... Did he call it the Brazilian tap?
Yes, it's been dubbed that, hasn't
it? So yeah, but there was some other good matches as well, and there's plenty of good grappling bits and pieces from MMA fights.
Yeah, let's say we'll have to. We think we've been speaking off camera about it, haven't we? With things that we can set up so that we can get more input from people who are interested and who are requesting things. And that's going to be something that we're going to be looking at down the pipeline. Hopefully quite an exciting 2021 for what we can bring out, regardless of what COVID brings us.
It will not hold back the Grapplers Academy.
Yeah, we will fight against it. Yeah. I don't think we've originally discussed what the idea was, well, have we, behind Grapplers Academy?
Yeah, we're almost like 12 months in and we've not even had a conversation about what it was. People are just tuning in to see our lovely faces.
Well, it's complimentary then, isn't
it? According to our click-through rates on YouTube, that's what people are clicking on. No further comment on that.
Unless you're into shaved.
Hey, mate, why do you think I'm covering up today? This is... if you want to see the shaved head, you got to get on Patreon. But no, yeah, like, what's it been now? We started in April last year, and it's January the next year now. So we've almost nearly 10 months of this.
Yeah,
it's coming up close to it.
I think we'll have to look back on when the date of the first podcast was, because we had to really change direction, didn't we? When all this hit, because the original idea was to bring everyone together for education. And try and set up. We won't give too much away because it's still going to be in the pipeline. But the idea was to bring everyone together to one location for education, and provide a lot of content aside from the content we're providing now. And this, we were going to use the podcast originally to kind of promote the upcoming content we were going to bring out, weren't we? As opposed to actually being the main content.
Yeah. So I got in touch with you while I was away in Australia last December. I had like a little bit of a mini brainwave and thought like this would be a great idea. Get all the UK grappling talent, give them a platform, give people an opportunity to speak out about their techniques or their philosophies, and having a good hub for coaches as well as people who are important inside the sport that aren't just the coaches and the athletes. So all that secondary support stuff, S&C coaches, like we've already had Andrew Hardwick on here from Brotherhood Performance, and all those people that don't get that initial recognition for building what is part of a bigger family of jiu-jitsu. And the grappling scene in general, because it's called the Grapplers Academy and not just the Jiu-Jitsu Academy, because we believe that all those different aspects of the grappling community are important, whether that's judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. And I think oftentimes it gets lumped under the banner of jiu-jitsu because that's the most popular term for it right now. But at the end of the day, every aspect of grappling is super important because it's become a big melting pot of ideas, hasn't it? And everybody's borrowing off everybody else really now at this point. So we want to give everybody that opportunity and platform to get on here and share their ideas. And it also gives them a good opportunity to promote themselves and get that exposure out there as well. The athlete insight stuff that we've been doing with the interviews is, again, a great way for us to promote that up-and-coming UK talent.
And that was something that we wanted to try and do face-to-face. Like, we did the first couple over Zoom, and then we actually had Strauss on as one of them, and we did have a great one lined up for the next episode. We'll keep that on the wrap still because we're still planning on doing that when we can get together, aren't we? But excited about the future of that side of it as well. But it's almost forced us to sort of change the model a little bit and change direction, but doesn't mean that we're putting a stop to the original idea, is it?
No, it's been we've had the conversation that it's been a good opportunity to kind of refine, what our ideas are behind where we want to go with it, and kind of approach it from a little bit different way. Because it's all new to us, like starting this whole venture would have been a completely new path for both of us, and we're kind of just getting used to it ourselves. As you can probably see from the way that this started from the beginning, it was a bit janky and super formal on Zoom, and we were finally able to get back in and record a load of footage for techniques, which we've been able to slowly release over the weeks and the months as well. And that's been a great progression, because in the early days when we were doing the match breakdowns, we were like, we wish we would be able to show our opinions on this technique and what would have worked well here. And all that sort of stuff that we're doing is the same sort of stuff that we want to be able to promote for everybody else, that we want to bring into that Grapplers Academy family, basically, and just expand the platform. It's open for everybody that we think is got a good voice and is a good contributor to the community in general.
Yeah, definitely. And we're not sort of refining it down to anybody like they have to be super top tier competitor or like of a certain belt level. We're after people who are like innovative, great ideas, and like I said, great contributors to the community. Like, you don't have to be a like top tier competitor to have contributed a lot to the community. Like, there's a lot of players out there who are kind of like almost everyone's secret weapons and their training partners because of the value that they add to their club and the value that they add to their own training as well.
Yeah, the best guy on the mats that never actually competes.
Yeah. And that's a scary thought as well.
There's a lot of those guys out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
But as well as being like a platform for, what else have we got? We got people who are promoting the shows, like the interesting aspects of people who are doing the MCing on the events, photographers. There's a big network of people that goes into making this whole wheel tick, and basically it's been put on hold for the past 12 months.
Yeah.
And it's going to take everybody getting back together to reboot it and kickstart it going back up again. Certainly the appetite for it's there, but the longer and longer it keeps getting delayed, and the longer and longer people are put off being able to train by these lockdown restrictions, it's going to make it tougher to get it kickstarted again.
Personally, I think it's going to have a bit of the opposite effect of that, to be honest. It's almost as if it's sort of boiling down and sort of like winding the jack in a box, and eventually it's just going to blow, and I think we're going to see a huge uptake in new people in the sport once we can get everyone back together training.
I'd agree with that. I definitely reckon there's an appetite there for people getting back in and trying new hobbies, and if you can share this content around and get people who might be sitting on the fence with it, show them something exciting off this channel or something exciting on YouTube that might spark their interest to get in and give it a try when they've got an opportunity. That's only going to help grow the sport. How many people have, probably almost everybody listening to this podcast has had that conversation with a mate, like, oh, you should come down and try jiu-jitsu. It'll be great. And then everyone's like, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't want to come and join your pajama cult. But it's, I was initially worried at the beginning. I thought it was going to be a big split between like the diehard jiu-jitsu guys, or the guys who've just been in it long enough that you're never going to quit, and those like white or blue belts that are like kind of sitting on the fence with, I don't really want to go to jiu-jitsu tonight. Maybe they were going to be the first ones to kind of drop off and whatever. And it'll be interesting to see, because for a lot of people, they've been off jiu-jitsu now for longer than they were actually doing it. Like, there's a lot of people under that first 12-month barrier, and it'd be interesting to see how they come back and pick up from where they left off. And to be honest, all the stuff that we've been putting out helped me massively in terms of keeping my brain ticking over, bringing new thoughts into the forefront of my head about how my jiu-jitsu is going to be and how my thought process works for it. So I 100% recommend that everybody, even if you can't get on the mats, does background research.
Oh, 100%. I think, like you said, the keeping the brain active, like the match analysis has been a massive help for me personally. And like I say, we've had this conversation, haven't we? And a lot of the guys that I've had, like from Hive, who fall in that bracket of they've been off the mat longer than they've actually trained. I've said that they found the match analysis stuff useful. They found the technique stuff useful, and it's been great to hear. And I think we'll probably find that we get the same feedback from people at other clubs.
Yeah, I think what do you reckon gets the? I think the techniques that we were able to film and show together probably has been the most helpful for people, because they're seeing our opinions of it, and it's always better to have that face-to-face interaction with people. But
yeah,
the match breakdowns are pretty valuable as well, because you're getting to see that high-level detail from top-level players working at the pinnacle of the sport, really. And I remember when we were doing them, it's all those like kind of micro little movements where that Dean Lister Josh Barnett match is one that pops into my head immediately when I think about this. On the face value of it, it just looked like two big dudes crushing each other on the mat. And that submission, even at the time, by the guys commenting on the match, was just overlooked as like a weird pressure position. And then, when we broke down into that, I think that was like a 45-minute to a 50-minute video, mostly on like how to secure that finish and why it's actually effective. And just looking at it on face value, you're not really going to appreciate and get that level of detail.
No, I think a lot of people, unless they've experienced it and actually learned the technique and try to apply the technique, aren't going to have the same level of understanding until they've actually, like I said, broke it down in that way or experienced it.
Yeah, been on the receiving end of that one's a big one. We've got a video for that one, haven't we?
I'm not sure if we do. Let's have a little. We'll have a little Joe Rogan Jamie moment here now.
Yeah, link in the bio. No, surely we've definitely got to have a breakdown of that one. Yeah, we've got that one.
What, the scar hold?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there it is. It's labeled under. It's a level up side control video.
Yeah.
You crushing me, basically.
Side control tips and ban it. Yeah.
So we got a video for that one.
That's it. We have. So we'll have to we'll have to refer everyone to that one now.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it if you want to know how to crush people's chests and make them feel like they're drowning.
We do the clickbait. You don't have to be 100 kilos to be able to crush a man.
There we go. And for those that are worried about it being a neck crank, it's a diaphragm crush. It's a choke.
Yeah. Like you say, you don't know until you've been on the receiving end of that one.
Yeah.
I think what's a good way for us to get the best ideas of what people want to see on this, we could like put out questions on the social medias, or we could even set up a Patreon account and get people to vote on there for which matches they want to see.
Yeah, I think maybe a combination of the two we can set up. So we'll like I say, we're going to look at setting up the Patreon account. So that's got to be something to look out for the next couple of weeks. And I think we'll probably set up a survey, set something up, and we'll get it spread across the different platforms. So we'll get something up onto the Facebook for our Reddit followers as well, because we've been getting a lot of traffic through there at the moment. I'll make sure that I post it in there myself as well, and we'll just get it across all the platforms, won't we? And we will have it as a suggestion box as opposed to here's a list of matches. What do you want to see? It'll be let us know what you want to see, and then we'll have probably a few other questions where just to see if you found the stuff useful.
Yeah, we could also include suggestions for guests to interview on the podcast as well.
Yeah,
that'll probably be a good one. We certainly got a lot lined up that we want to do and are kind of waiting to pull the trigger on doing. But we're also always open to suggestions, whether that be up in the north or anywhere else up and down the country, for that matter of fact.
Yeah.
If the people want to see it and the guys want to have us down, we'll be there.
That's it. And then hopefully as well, if anybody is watching this and they want to feature, get in touch. More than happy to have people get in as guests on the podcast. If you've got something to say, you've got a word to spread, positive message, or even you want to get on air and debate. Like if you want to come and tell us that we should be called the Jiu-Jitsu Academy instead of the Grapplers Academy, come and tell us.
If you want to come on and have an argument about Simon not showing the correct defense for Turtle, whilst showing a technique on Turtle and why exactly it wouldn't work because you're doing it wrong, you come on and have that debate as well if you want. I know he enjoys getting riled up about those sort of things.
Yeah, so if you want to come on.
No comment on that one.
Tell me how techniques won't work because the person that I'm demonstrating on for a technique video isn't defending correctly, then by all means come and tell me that the technique on somebody who's being compliant and listening to me isn't going to work. But also, we can roll as well, and I'll show you exactly how it feels.
Well, no, you can't roll because of COVID restrictions.
We'll test and quarantine, and
yeah.
I'll be happy for all that stuff.
I'll shout useful advice from the sideline.
Behind a mask, visor.
Yeah.
And then also for a walkie-talkie just in case.
Yeah, I'll do the commentary. Yeah, that might be a good way to go about it. What other exciting stuff have we got coming up for this year, mate? I know we've got big plans for everything, but we're kind of waiting to pull the trigger for Boris to release us all again.
Yeah, I think once we've got the t-shirts, yeah. T-shirts.
We're going to throw some designs up for t-shirts out there, and everybody needs to let us know what sizes they want and put their orders in.
Definitely. Like I say, we'll make it as simple as possible as well. So we'll have the website set up, and all you got to do is click on, order your size, and hit that buy button.
And again, we've got a great love for coffee for both of us. So maybe some Grapplers Academy mugs.
Like, I do enjoy the Skull Crusher stuff. So
Skull Crusher stuff, yeah.
So that's the Manchester brand that into it as well.
We're still looking for some sponsors as well. So any coffee sponsors no, you're doing free advertising there now. That's your problem.
We'll pixelate it.
Yeah. Your name could be here. I think we've had a good year so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes on for the rest of 2021 now, because everybody spoke of being out of it. But unfortunately, guys, it ain't going to be that. We've probably got another year of interesting ups and downs, but we'll be here for you with some interesting content.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as things do start to open up and we can start adding more things and doing more things, we'll certainly start to notify us as things start getting in motion. That's a very cryptic way of saying it, but
it's a bit mysterious, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Trying to keep the mystery around. I'll rub me crystal ball.
That'll probably definitely get more click-throughs based off. Maybe save that one for the OnlyFans page. But on non-jiu-jitsu related topics, if anybody wants to hit us up and tell us what computer games they're smashing at the moment, I know we're both big fans of computer games, so I'm kicking the ass out of Doom Eternal at the moment. I know Sai's playing Cyberpunk,
yeah.
And
it's not as glitchy or as bad as the internet's making it out.
No, we're not all just about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But the thing that I like about those sorts of games, we probably could go off on a whole topic about this, because I use video games as an analogy for jiu-jitsu a lot, is like the strategy for those sorts of games, combat strategy, technique, and it carries over massively in my head. I've had the two going simultaneously since I was probably about 10 years old. So it's almost impossible for me to not draw parallels between them.
That's a good point. And that's also one of them as well, where if you're stuck at a certain point, you can find a YouTube tutorial to get you through it.
You can find a YouTube tutorial for
the Gamers Academy.
Yeah. I think it's easier to pull. I don't know. I was going to say it's easier to pull it off on a computer game than it is to pull it off in real life on somebody else. But I think I'd rather go and try out my Instagram takedowns on somebody in the gym than I would try and get past this Ultra Nightmare run on Doom at the moment. It's killing me.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I say, I remember you showed me the clip on it, and I was like, I'll give it a go. And then I was like, sat in the car, and I was like going, that game looks very intense for me at the moment.
It's a bit headache-inducing.
That's it. The pace of it as well. When you were telling me about it, I was like, wow, fair.
The good thing about that I'm enjoying at the moment is it's got different difficulty levels on there, like every game does, but the combat's so rewarding, and you only are going to improve if you practice your techniques and your combos and your movement strategy exactly like you would do at jiu-jitsu.
That's a good point.
Essentially, what I've done now is turned it up to black belt mode, and I'm just getting my ass kicked. Like on a bit of a game that should have taken me, if it was on the easiest level and I just blazed through it, it probably would have taken no more than 20 minutes to do the whole level. It took me 2 days to do it.
Oh, wow.
Because I died that many times. So yeah, turning it up to black belt mode when you're a bit of a scrub is not a good idea.
And I guess everyone's got the more time now that we're stuck in the houses now for the next six weeks or foreseeable.
Absolutely. Especially if you've not got any relatives to try out jiu-jitsu techniques on.
Yeah. Like, I don't think if anyone's living with the grandparents should be trying out arm bars or Kimuras on.
No, but if you are going to arm bar, then make sure you do it on the arm that you've just had the corona vaccine off. Like, I think we should leave this on a positive note, right? So have you seen that video that was going around on, I think it was Dojo Life put up a video. What's your opinion about promotions, didn't they? And they showed two videos, and the one with the guy who was getting a lashing with his t-shirt off. And then the other video was that one where those two little kids are running the gauntlet. Have you seen it?
No, I've not seen that. Is that on their Instagram page?
Yeah, go on their Instagram page, and it's the video. I'm sure people have seen it, but if you've not, go and check out Dojo Life's page and have a look at the video of the kid running the gauntlet after his promotion. He is taking no shit off anybody. He's walking down the line, swinging his belt back at everybody else.
So there's one here where the guy's covering up and just getting whipped and running through it.
Yeah, scroll to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. The kid's just giving it all out. I'm pretty sure I just saw him punch someone.
He's got a proper stoic face on him as well, hasn't he? He's like, I'm not taking this.
He's laying into somebody at the yellow belt there.
Yeah, he gets to the end and he just absolutely starts lashing off this one kid, doesn't he?
Yeah. Brilliant. See, no one's got knots tied into the belts there either, have they?
Do you know what somebody needs to do here, right? Somebody needs to make a meme about that, and something like me walking through 2021 trying to avoid COVID restrictions.
So I've just scrolled up on the Dojo Life. Have you seen the one with the swinging weights?
Yes.
Like, someone's doing head movement drills with a kettlebell, and someone loads up 2 20-kilo plates and gets clouted on the back of the head.
Yeah. I think they must have been a Taekwondo player.
Oh, no. Yeah, end on a high note. Go watch them videos.
Go hit us up on all the Grapplers Academy socials, at the Grapplers Academy on Instagram and Facebook, the Grapplers Academy on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play.
Everything.
At Coach by Side,
Facebook,
Instagram.
Yeah. Coach by Side, Bonafide PT.
Let us know what you want to see. We've got big plans for this year. We just need to be able to execute them and hit the ground running with it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you all there with us along the way.
Peace and joy.